Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be going on about why I personally don't believe in the Bible, and we're going to be going on many different things, but today is mainly just going to be over some controversial Bible verses because I'm trying to get you to say or to think that even if the Bible was real, this is why I still wouldn't worship God, or at least the Christian Bible God. I've used this myself, and I highlighted a lot of verses, a very high amount. I think I have over maybe 50 or 70, I think, which may not sound like a lot of verses because there's way more than 70. There's like 70 in just like one of the small chapters, but 70 verses that are very confusing. But after this, I might go over in a different video about contradictions, which is why I wouldn't even trust the Bible anyways. If it were to, like, if God was real, first of all, why I wouldn't still worship him even though I know he's real. And the second thing, contradictions of why I still wouldn't even trust the Bible anyways, even if it was also real, or if they were trying to prove it's real, why I wouldn't trust the Bible. We're going to go over the first thing, which is not so controversial Bible verses. First of all, it's sinful to wear wool and linen mixed together. That one says in Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 11, "You shall not wear a garment of different sorts, such as wool and linen mixed together," is a sin. That is just a simple one I wanted to bring up just because, I thought, why not? It's kind of stupid. If any of you Christians have ever worn wool or linen mixed together, you have committed a sin. I just want to let you know that. Next thing is controversial Bible verses. Being gay is an issue. So, in Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13, "If a man lies with a male as he lies with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them." Romans chapter 1, verse 26 through 27. "Because people turned away from God, he allowed them to follow their own dishonorable desires. As a result, women began to have sexual relations with other women instead of with men. And men also abandoned natural relations with women and became attracted to other men. They did shameful things with each other and as a consequence suffered the results of their actions." This is another thing. Being gay is an issue. Because of this, my friend, who is a devout Christian, he thinks being gay is wrong. However, he does think gay marriage is fine. He would get rid of gay marriage, but he is just barely on the side of saying that gay marriage should stay a thing. This is one reason, even if it was true, I wouldn't believe in it. And you might be like, "Oh, being gay is bad," and you would result to these exact phrases, right? But also, if you were to say and believe that being gay is an issue, my reason that I wouldn't also believe in it, you can't point to this being your reason for saying being gay is bad, because, there's some other things that you would have to believe in that you would also, I don't think you believe in those. So let's get on to those quickly. "Rebellious sons shall be stoned." Rebellious sons shall be stoned. Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 18 through 21. "If a man has a stubborn and rebellious son who will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and who, when they have chastened him, will not heed them, then his father and his mother shall take hold of him and bring him out to the elders of his city, to the gate of his city." And then after that, skip a few. "Then all the men of his city shall stone him to death with stones." And just so you know, I put that thing in there just so you guys can trust me. Let me flip to Deuteronomy chapter 21. Chapter 21, verse 18 through 21. Let me see if I can find it. It's kind of dark in my room. "The rebellious son." There we go. "The rebellious son." There at the bottom. You can read the full thing if you want. You could search it up online. You can go to your own Bible and look at that exact same phrase. Just so you know, I did not take it out of context, because I'm not taking a single thing out of context. If you would think I am, simply go and look at your own Bible and look at the exact same verse. But if you were to also say that, being gay is an issue because the Bible says so, well, then you would also have to say that if you're rebellious, because I bet every single one of you either had a child or was maybe once a child, and you were rebellious once, you would also have to believe that you should have been stoned to death. So next time you say that being gay is an issue, I will just make sure you stone your sons to death that are being rebellious before you talk to me. Just so you know. Just so you know, like, I'm just making sure to clear up any things, because if you believe in the Bible so much, just make sure to stone your sons, and everything will be fine. If a man's wife is not virgin, she shall be stoned. This one as well. Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 13 through 14, and then verse 20 through 21. If a man charges his wife for being found to not be a virgin, and it is true, then the men of her city shall stone her to death with stones. Obviously, that's a paraphrase. But again, you can look in your Bible. I would even pull it up right now, but I feel like if I did that a bunch, I would just be wasting my time. But if you also believe that being gay is an issue, you should also say that not only your rebellious sons shall be stoned, or you should have been stoned when you were maybe possibly rebellious, but also if your wife is not a virgin, then she shall also be stoned, if she was not a virgin when she married you. So if you think being gay is an issue, first you also have to make sure you're stoning your kids to death for being rebellious, and stoning your wives to death for not being a virgin. Just to let you know that. Next thing is, desired female captives are forced to marry their captors. Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 10 through 13. When at war with enemies, and God delivers them into your hand, and you take them captive, if there is a beautiful woman that is included as a captive, you may go into her and be her husband, and she shall be your wife. So next thing is, if you think being gay is an issue, because of the Bible, you should also not only stone your rebellious sons, stone your wife because she wasn't a virgin, but also make sure when you get a slave female that you marry them and you take away their virginity, because you're allowed to, because God delivered them into your hand. So just make sure that if you're going to believe that they're gay, you also have to enslave beautiful women. That's literally what this thing is when at war with them, if you just find a woman attractive and you desired her, which is why I included desired there, then you can take her as a captive, or that is a captive already. You're allowed to go into her, take away her virginity, and be her husband. So I expect, being gay is an issue. Okay, I'll take that. Stone your sons, stone your not virgin wife, and then also make sure you take away the virginity of a female slave because you found her beautiful and force her to be your wife. I expect those of you if you're going to find being gay an issue. Women may not speak in church, women may not speak in church, they may not teach, and they may not have authority over men. All right, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 34 through 35. Let your women keep silent in the churches, for they are not permitted to speak, but they are to be submissive, as the law also says. And if they want to learn something, let them ask their own husbands at home, for it is shameful for women to speak in church. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11 through 14. This is a paraphrase. He does not allow women to teach or have authority over men. Instead, they should remain silent. He explains this by referencing the creation order, with Adam being created before Eve, and notes that it was Eve, not Adam, who was deceived and became a sinner. So, just so you know, if you also believe that being gay is an issue in the Bible, stone your son. Make sure you stone your wife if she was not a virgin before you. Make sure you rape your female captive because she was beautiful, and force her to be your wife. And also you have to make sure that if you have that wife, or just any wife in general, that she must be silent in the churches, because they are not permitted to speak in there, because women are also submissive to men, right? As the law also says, right? And also, if they want to ask anything, they can ask them at home, not at the church, because church is sacred. Women are probably not sacred, I'm guessing. And also, women are not. You also have to believe that women cannot teach and can never have authority over man, and they should remain silent. Because obviously, Adam was created before Eve, and Eve was the one who was deceived. So that means we should never trust women, right? So those things you also have to believe if you think being gay is an issue. Okay, just want to make sure. This gets even more. I think there's about like 20 different verses in the slavery one. There's probably more like 10, but there's a lot. What should occur? This is pretty long. It gets longer in the slavery. Deuteronomy 20, chapter 20, verse 10 through 18. I had to paraphrase both of these because they are just so long if I took everything. When you approach a city to wage war against it, you must first offer its people a chance for peace. If they accept your offer and open their gates, everyone in the city will become your forced laborers and serve you. However, if they refuse your offer and choose to fight, you should lay siege to the city. Okay, yeah. When the Lord your God delivers the city into your hands, you must kill all the men there. Okay. You may take the women, children, livestock, and everything else as spoil for wars yourself, using what the Lord of God has given you from your enemies. Thank God. Man, I don't know what I would have done if I couldn't take the women and children. These rules apply to cities that are far away from you, and not part of the nations nearby. By the way, they are Israelites, so that means... Depends if you consider Palestine a country. Possibly Palestine if you consider Palestine a country. I'm not going to go into that. That would give me... I don't know. Syria is next to them. I would consider Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and what's another one? Lebanon. So I would say those are basically touching or very, very close to them. But, places like Iraq and all of the Americas, by the way, you can take their woman. And also, if you find the woman attractive, possibly, you can rape them and marry them. They're forced to marry you, though. But let's keep going in this. But for the towns of the nations that the Lord your God is giving you as inheritance, you must not let anything that breathes remain alive. You are to completely destroy the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivitites, and the Jebusites, as the Lord has commanded. The reason for this is so that these nations will not teach you to imitate their detestable practices in worshiping their gods, which would cause you to sin against the Lord your God. Obviously, because Jesus is real and because Christ is real, these other nations that have their own gods everyone needs to be completely murdered. So I think I'm estimating that population amount for Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Syria, Lebanon, possibly Palestine, I imagine that's at least above 10 million. Obviously above 10 million. So this means, I would say, I guess for all of them I think Egypt would be around 30 million. Saudi Arabia would be around 20 million, maybe 30 million. Syria maybe be around 10 million. Lebanon, like 5 million, not even. I would say it'd be around 50. I'd say total it's between the range of 50 to 150 million people, because I haven't looked at the population statistics recently for all of them. So around 50 to 100 million people, or 250 million people, is people that are allowed to be completely perished off this earth. I know he's just talking about these, but I'm taking it as the nations around him, because that's what it is now, are allowed to be completely perished. So I don't know if you guys find that, okay, but, if you also believe that being gay is an issue, you also have to believe that you're allowed to, kill around 50 million people, and nothing should be bad coming from that. Okay, next one. God instructed Saul to go and completely destroy the Amalekites, leaving nothing alive, including men, women, children, infants, cattle, sheep, camels, and donkeys. God sent Saul on this mission to carry out his judgment against the Amalekites for their opposition to Israel. I also think after this, Saul didn't do that. He did plunder and kill them, but he took some of it, and then Saul ended up saying he cannot be king anymore. And then Samuel, ended up ripping his robe and being like, you are not allowed to be king anymore. So just to make sure you think being gay is an issue as a Christian. Okay, I'll accept that if you think rebellious sons should also be stoned. A man's wife has to be a virgin if she's going to be his wife. If you believe that female captives that are beautiful are allowed to be raped and be your wife forever. If you believe that women may not speak in church, teach in general, or have authority over man ever. And if you also believe that we should kill around, just 50 million people because your Lord your God has given you their land, and, take their women and children and livestock if they are from the nations around you, So you have to believe all of that. You have to believe all of that if you also think being gay is bad. Slavery is the biggest one, but no, I think you get my point. I don't even think I need to go into slavery, because I think that should just be a different video. There's so many things in there. If you believe being gay is an issue, then first of all, just for the header, make sure you're also never wearing wool and linen mixed together. Just making sure, because you think being gay is an issue. Just a simple thing. But also all of this. And there's no excuse you can use for this. There is no singular excuse you can use for this. Like, this is the kind of thing where there is no excuse for this. I'm in the middle of recording! You're good. I love you. That's fine, that was my brother. I didn't know whether to respond to him or not. I'm not going to edit that out, I'm too lazy. But if you think being gay is an issue, you have to think all of these are an issue. And you can use whatever thing you want to use. Oh, well, you're not going into the context of it, the context of this, especially for the slavery video. I made sure to give all the context for that in that video. I'm going to give all the context for that, which is why I put so many verses in there. I put every single verse that even, like, basically mentions slavery. But there is no context for this. Like, there is no context. Like, especially for this. Like, I literally read the entire thing after that. I even gave you a description of what happens after that. If we were to go to the Samuel thing, if I were to turn into it, you would see the exact thing I'm seeing. God got mad at him for not murdering all of them. He literally got mad at him. As a matter of fact, if you think there is a missing context, then let's read it together. If I can find it. Samuel found 1 Samuel chapter 15. I'm on chapter 21. Chapter 15, verse 3 and verse 18. Let's read together, actually. Samuel also said to Saul, "The Lord sent me to anoint you king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore heed the voice of the words of the Lord. Thus says the Lord of the hosts, I will punish Amalek for what he did to Israel, how he ambushed him on the way when he came up from Egypt. Now go and attack Amalek, and utterly destroy all that they have, and do not spare them, but kill both man and woman, infant and nursing child, ox and sheep, camel and donkey." So Saul gathered the people together and numbered them in Telaim, 200,000 foot soldiers and 10,000 men of Judah. And Saul came to a city of Amalek and lay in wait in the valley. Then Saul said to the Kenites, "Go depart, get down from among the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with them, for you showed kindness to all the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt." So the Kenites departed from among the Amalekites, and Saul attacked the Amalekites, from Havilah all the way to Shur, which is east of Egypt. He also took Agag, king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. But Saul and people spared Agag and the best of the sheep, the oxen, the fatlings, the lambs, and all that was good, and they were unwilling to utterly destroy them, but everything despised and worthless that they utterly destroyed. Now, after that, Saul rejected as king. Now, the word of the Lord came to Samuel, saying, "I greatly regret I have set Saul up as king, for he has turned back from following me, and has not performed my commandments." And it grieved Samuel. So he cried out to the Lord all night. So when Samuel rose early in the morning to meet Saul, it was told Samuel, saying, "Saul went to Carmel, indeed. He set up a monument for himself, and has gone on around, passed by, and gone down to Gilgal." Then Samuel went to Saul, and Saul said to him, Blessed are you of the Lord. I have performed the commandment of the Lord." But Samuel said, "What then is this bleating of the sheep in my ears, and the lowing of the oxen which I hear?" And Saul said, "They have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and the oxen to sacrifice to the Lord your God, and the rest we have utterly destroyed." Then Samuel said to Saul, "Be quiet. I will tell you what the Lord said to me last night." And he said to him, "Speak on." So Samuel said, "When you were little in your own eyes, were you not heed of all of the tribes of Israel? And did not the Lord anoint you king over Israel? Now the Lord sent you on a mission, and said, Go and utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, and fight against them until they are consumed. Why then did you not obey the voice of the Lord? Why did you swoop down on the spoil and do evil in the sight of the Lord?" And you can read the rest on from that. I would just be doing Bible study at that point. That is that verse. He quite literally says it twice, which is why I included chapter 15, verse 3 and 18, because he says it twice. Literally proving my point. God wanted this person to utterly destroy people. If God is so much about peace and loving thy neighbor, why would he want to completely murder somebody? It does not matter. Aren't you supposed to forgive them for whatever they have done, not murder them? He mainly wanted to murder them, though, because Detestable practices and worshiping their gods. That's the thing, though. That's what the Bible is all about. I would try to have, like, quote unquote debates with like Christian AIs. I would like download apps and like that had Christian AIs, and I would debate them, right? And every single thing that they said, literally said, actually, that passage doesn't, like, while that passage is true, it actually doesn't count because in this passage, blah, 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 God says, love thy neighbor. So it cancels it out. So what? What do you mean? So you're telling me love thy neighbor cancels all of these verses out just because he said love thy neighbor once? Like, that literally does not make sense. Like, love thy neighbor, but then all of this. Like, they would literally say all of this doesn't matter because, well, he said love thy neighbor. Like, really? Really? You could not believe that and also say all of this, which would also be just another contradiction in general. Like, you can't say love thy neighbor and then say, yeah, you may plunder and murder as many people as I tell you to murder because it's your land. Or also because they worshipped a different god from me. Why would God be scared that they're worshiping another god? Why would he get scared? Like, it's so insane. Like, literally every single time I would say it, like, especially with the slavery thing, every single verse I gave them, they said, well, actually, while that verse may be true and it may be debated, actually, it didn't enjoy slavery because it did say love thy neighbor. I'm not kidding. Like, it would just constantly refer back to love thy neighbor. And it is so annoying how, imagine you're having like an argument with somebody and you say to them that being gay is an issue, you should stone your sons, you should stone your wife, you should rape and force marry any woman you want. Women are not allowed to speak in church or to teach people or to have authority over men, and that you should be able to kill all the people because I said you can kill them, but I'm a loving person and you should love thy neighbor. What? Like, that's like saying, oh, I'm a good person, but then saying, you should stone this person. That's not a loving person. Like, that's the thing. That's what people will use to you. That's what people will try and say is an excuse for it. Well, love thy neighbor. This is the reason. If you want to believe that being gay is an issue, you have to also allow all of this. If being gay is an issue, then you have to stone your son for being rebellious. You have to stone your wife if she was not a virgin when you married her. You have to be able to enslave women and rape them and force them to be your wife if you find them beautiful. You also will have to think that women cannot speak in churches. You will also have to believe that women cannot teach, that women do not have authority over men, meaning they cannot be leaders. To think that the Hittites, Amorites, Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites are your land, right? And you must completely murder everything inside of it. You must, if you also think that being gay is an issue. And just for a little fun thing, you shall not wear a garment of different sorts, such as wool and linen mixed together, just for an extra fun little thing at the end. But I think this is so insane because, again, if you think being gay is an issue, revert back to this. Revert back to this. And if you're saying, oh, well, this is in the New Testament because Romans is the New Testament, well, then I guess we could get rid of, the rebellious sons, the mans and sons, the desire to fear captors, but also, I guess women still can't speak in church, women still can't teach or have authority over men. So if you're a woman, you cannot speak against a man. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? And me literally posting this video, if there were to be a woman in the comments that would try to advise me something different, guess what? You can't teach me anything because you're a woman. I do not believe that. I do not believe that women should not be allowed to teach. Everyone is equal. Like, that's completely sexist, obviously. But if you're Christian, then you believe that. If you're Christian, you believe that women should not be able to speak in church, should not be able to teach, and should not be able to have authority over man. So if you're a woman on this and you're Christian, I would highly doubt that if even Christianity was real, why would you want to believe in the same religion that says you're not allowed to teach? I better see 0 posts about women trying to teach men about how they cannot believe in God or how to teach anyone, actually. Does not allow women to teach or have authority over men. That could be teach men. I don't know if it means teach men or just teach in general, but I expect to hear no videos about women ever again that are Christian, about women that are Christian, right? Ever teaching me about anything Christianity related, because it literally says you're not allowed to in here. I don't get it. Like, you guys believe. That's like, I don't even get it. It's like American slavery. That's like being black and saying American slavery was good. I'm saying being black in American slavery because in American slavery, the United States slavery, we specifically enslaved black people. So that's like being a black American and saying American slavery was good. Like, I don't get it. Like, what do you mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, so women are not allowed to ever comment on my videos and say anything about this ever. It's only allowed to be men in my comments. Like, you would have to be saying that you cannot teach ever. And I know I keep saying this over and over again, but seriously, that already cuts out like more than half of the population of women. More than half of the population in general, I mean. Like, that's insane. Think about it. You believe in the Bible. No, you don't. If you believe in the Bible, I strongly believe that you have not read the Bible. If you believe in it, you have not read the Bible. And if you believe the Bible if God it truly does exist, God is definitely evil. That, like, none of it makes any sense. Like, literally none of it. Because that would mean that women are not allowed to speak anymore. What was it? So they should remain silent. Yeah, they should remain silent. Yeah, not speak anymore either. I guess I could include that, but I guess that's kind of how you would interpret that. But I don't get it. Especially if you're a woman believing in Christianity, that's where I 100% don't get it. If you're a man, then you can be like, oh, well, I don't care because, I have authority over them. Like, that's insane. You would also have to believe all of this. I'm just saying. You would have to believe all of this. And you cannot say anything in the comments that can convince almost anyone otherwise. You're saying being gay is an issue? Like, being gay is the issue here. 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 Where is it? Being gay is the issue here. Being gay is the issue in all of this. Really? Really? If you think being gay is not an issue and you're a Christian, then you're not a Christian because being gay is an issue. So you're not allowed to be gay and be a Christian. You're not allowed to be because you're an abomination and you shall be put to death. And because you turned away from God. So you're going to be put to death. And you're going to suffer the results of your actions. I do not believe any of this. But Christians who have read the Bible even don't believe in some of this. Like, if you asked a Christian, do you think if your son did something wrong and was rebellious and was stubborn that he should be stoned? They would say, absolutely not. Bible says so. Like, ask a question to any Christian, and, like, they would say no to every one of these. Every single one of these, apart from being gay. Because for some reason they want to believe in this. But again, they don't want to believe in all this, which is the whole point of this video, and that's the end of the video. That's the whole point of it. If you think being gay is an issue and you're a Christian, then stone your sons, stone your wife if she's not a virgin, make sure to rape your female slaves and force them to marry to you, and also make sure that women never speak in church, never teach, and never have authority over men because they are submissive to me. And also, I expect you all to take over all of these lands, kill them all, and also lands around them. You're allowed to take servants, slaves, but you have to kill the men, because, you can't have anyone who's above you, because, women are not allowed to be above you, so it's okay. It's okay to keep those. So, if you believe in those, I believe that if you believe being gay is an issue, then all of those you also still believe. That's, again, end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you still believe in the Bible after this, I'm asking you to go to a therapist because I personally don't think killing people is okay, but that's okay. If you truly do believe all of this and you're still Christian after all of this, and you still believe, being gay is an issue, and that means you believe all of these are also an issue, all these are also true, right? Then you truly are a good-hearted Christian. Honestly, I believe you're a lukewarm Christian if you don't stone your rebellious son. Honestly, you're a lukewarm Christian if you don't stone your son. And if you think women should be equal to men, you're a lukewarm Christian. So, that's just my point in all of this. I'm mainly doing a lot of the research on this because my friend is, a super diehard Christian and doesn't, he's fine with gay people. He's fine with them existing because of the whole love thy neighbor thing, but also what he doesn't realize is that he's clearly a lukewarm Christian because they shall be put to death, as God says. So, you know, who knows about that? Anyways, that is truly going to be the end of the video. I'm going to be done ranting, but seriously, if you're actually a Christian after all of this, forget all the things maybe rude I said before. Please rethink the God you believe in. Even if you think God is real, I will just accept that. I will just accept that you think God is real. I don't want you to be Christian anymore because of all of this. Especially if you're a woman or if you come from, I don't know, places that originate from here. You know, like, especially if you're a woman, because that's half the population of the people on Earth is women. Okay? Like, if you especially believe that still, you can't even comment, and you can't even say anything about this video anyways, because, you know, as Timothy says and Corinthians say, you know, you're not allowed to have any voice over me. But please do take the Bible seriously. It's a super trustworthy book, as you can tell. It's a very kind book who promotes peace all the time. Wait, yeah, actually, I think there was a thing on that. It was something about peace. Where is it? Peace. What was it? Well, let me find it. Peace or sword. As you know, peace I leave with you, peace I give to you. Obviously, up here, represents that. But don't forget the fact that that's a contradiction because he didn't bring peace on earth, actually. Don't ignore that, you know. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. Because you have to take every text seriously. Every text. Wait a minute. Every text seriously, huh? Wait, every text seriously. Wait, hold on. Do we take every text seriously? Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. I'm confused. Do we take every text Wait, hold on. Let me think. Oops. Let me think, guys. I'm testing myself. Wait. Oh, got it. Oh my god. Wait, I'm so confused. Do we take God seriously? Yeah, that's just another reason why I don't believe in it. I'm obviously going to go with that in a different video. I just thought it would be funny because if you do take the Bible seriously, those are some pretty major contradictions. That he came to bring peace, but he also didn't come to bring peace. Yeah, I come to bring peace, but I'm going to murder all your children. Oh, yeah. Woo! Yeah. Christians. And then this is by no way to hate Christians. Christians are perfectly fine. They have just been manipulated by people. I personally think, again, if you've read the Bible, you're not a Christian. If you have not read the Bible, you're probably a Christian. I also used to be Christian, fun fact. I'm not anymore. Not because I read it more, just because I grew away from it over time. Then I decided to read it again because my friend was a die-hearted Christian. And then I realized again why I shouldn't believe in Christianity. Because then I would also have to believe that my son in the future should be stoned, which I personally don't take kindly to God for saying that he thinks my son should be stoned. I don't appreciate that. But for the 8th time, I'll say this video is done. But I hope you guys truly do question your faith in Christianity after this. I really hope you think, okay, maybe I shouldn't believe in God. But, you know, just go ahead and have a good day. I really hope you do. Please read the verses I did, you know, put in this. If you're still a Christian after this, please read these verses. There is no context behind any of it that I'm missing. Go and read them yourself. Read everything around it. You will find there is no context I'm missing. But first, make sure you're not a woman before you go in the comments and text that the verse is wrong. Because again, just wanted to say that. Anyways, my next videos will probably be more about why, even if he was real, and even if I did believe in these, why, like if you weren't a Christian, why being gay still wouldn't be an issue. Even if you weren't a Christian, why it still wouldn't be an issue. Because I have non-Christian friends who still think being gay is an issue because they're not masculine. Even though we don't live in a world where everyone has to be straight to survive anymore, that where there's more than 8 billion people on Earth, I think we'll be fine. If one singular human decides to not want to lay with a woman and have a child, I think we'd be fine. I think our population would still survive. But, you know, I will go over the morality of, in general, things, even if you weren't a Christian, because some people will still not be a Christian after this, right? But then I imagine they'll still think being gay is an issue. You know what I mean? They won't obviously believe this kind of stuff. Well, maybe they'll be sexist, especially if they're young, because they've been manipulated by people online who say you should be sexist and that being gay is an issue. So I will go over why women should be able to also teach in other videos and speak and be also leaders over, in general, people, and why being gay isn't an issue. It's been debated many times, and, I think there was always one clear answer, but I don't know. I just thought I'd go over that. I'm definitely going to rewatch this video now, and I think I'm done for today. Please do watch my other videos. To be fair, I do have a problem of where I make a video, and then I just decide the next day I'm not going to upload it, and I just don't. I have a bunch of videos that I don't have recorded, but I have the whole script done for it, and I just didn't make them because I was just too lazy. There was one about Santa Cruz, about how he was lying. And if you think I'm the kind of person who's like, oh, I like Santa Cruz Medicinals, he's clearly a good person. As you know, I clearly do my research on things. But, again, for the 9th time, because I said 8th time before, and then I went on another rant, this is going to be the final thing. And I really do hope you have a good day. Make sure to be skeptical of everything. Do not take everything at face value. Always make sure you're skeptical of everything, because somebody could always be deceiving you. Bye-bye.